So it seems the commentary community woke up one morning and decided to kill YandereDev. The story goes, YandereSan woke up to hashtag ripyanderedev. Yes, everybody wakes up one morning in my videos. Get over it. He pondered as to why this shit was happening. Then he noticed a copycat game, which was nicknamed the Yandere Killer because it supposedly stole some original assets from the game. Some were created originally by YandereDev's volunteers, others were part of the Unity online package. And this copycat game was a proof of concept as to how YandereSim could be finished in a matter of 2 weeks. I actually don't know what the true aim of the copycat game was, other than to throw some shade at YandereDev. Because of this, commentary folk decided to shit on YandereDev at his supposed poor coding skills since the dev build of his game runs at 30 frames per second. At the little adjustments he makes to help QoL and some of the game assets which were pulled from the Unity store. The latter is not new information. It's been out on the Ugly Little Liars forum for a while, but it's gaining more traction because of the recent revelations. Somewhere in between, YandereDev reached out to the copycat game dev and told the creator about the assets, while the creator claimed it was just a proof of concept. The second time, the copycat creator claimed he was going to change the copied assets as they were originally created by Yandere's volunteers, but the others were part of the same Unity engine. The copycat dev stole signature elements and game mechanics from YandereDev, as well as other things in regards to emotions, reactions, excitement level, mood, sanity, the list goes on. However, the copycat dev claims that each mechanic will get an original animation, etc. YandereDev pleaded with the copycat to cease his perceived coup and basically talked about his QoL not being cool with this. The rebuttal was something along the lines of, one of the mods of the copycat dev leaked a text conversation between YandereDev and copycat dev. This prompted a severe backlash between YandereDev and the supposed fans, and gave more fuel to the fire for the commentary community, where they would go on to call YandereDev a manipulator. Moreover, those same commentary motherfuckers who claimed to be against deplatforming were attacking his Patreon, his fucking livelihood. Something I could not get behind. He does provide content for his Patreon members, so why go as far as to attack it? Do you mean how long it's been going on for? Let's get down to the meat of this here. Let's get down to the red pill analysis of the current situation. YandereDev has been working on this game for the better part of a decade. It became his purpose. He was known for his purpose. He got clout, he got money, and by far and large, he was doing something he loved, and it showed. His game got so big that news outlets, radio hosts, TV show hosts were even talking about it. He even got the privilege of being permabanned from Twitch. It was no mistake. If you follow your passions and follow your dreams and do something you enjoy, your ideas will manifest in success. Yandere was on the grind. He was on his purpose. He started a Patreon for extra financial stimulus to bring content to the people. So what if he was taking a sweet time? He was making money from it. The fans were happy interacting with YandereDev and seeing his progress. When you motherfuckers on your grind, you gotta realize that you gotta milk it until the cows come home. That's exactly what he was doing, along with providing content. Obviously, you gotta prepare yourself with a contingency plan. One day the cash ain't gonna roll in no more from one particular idea. You gotta innovate. So can you blame a man for trying to make a mini career out of an idea? I remember Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Remake con that most of you fell for. Square Enix waited until they were fresh out of ideas and decided to release the game in a shitty fashion. And by shitty fashion, I mean episodic fashion. People gobbled it right back up. The commentary community just likes to talk shit and are jealous that they will never amount to anything beyond an angry internet troll because they haven't seen the success of YandereDev. What the motherfucking commentary community don't understand is YandereDev has the right to be outraged at his IP being copied. What happens to a man who has been dating a bitch for 6 months that don't give him no benefits or upside and breaks up with him? The man chases her, loses dignity, respect, and mind sometimes, even suicides. Like Miura. Now take YandereDev. It's not his bitch we're talking about here, it's actually something beneficial. His purpose, his job, his priority in life. Some random motherfucker hoodwinked Yandere Dev. The commentary community told Yandere because he sat on his idea, it's no longer his as somebody else published it before him. That's not fucking true. If you steal the blueprints of the car and make some slight modifications and call it a new car, you should expect a lawsuit. The coverage of his IP has been public, and he has even made money off of it. As such, it has become common law proprietary IP. Just because the copycat releases his game first doesn't mean it's legal to plagiarize another's work. The fan argument was that he was taking too long. Motherfuckers, how long did Final Fantasy VII Remake take? And you pussies went out and kissed Square's ass. If someone else attempted to make the remake, they would sure as hell get shut down at the bare minimum. Do you remember the Chrono Trigger remake for Xbox and Dreamcast? Yeah. Just because he's a one-man show don't mean you can pile on top of him. Yandere Dev's identity is his purpose. It has been since the past 6 years. His identity is also linked to the avatar, the girl, the one with the black ponytail and, scary looks. Can you really blame someone for getting emotional when they see their livelihoods in jeopardy? Would you prefer he fucks up his game and purposely makes it misleading content to make more people buy it? Would you prefer it if it was being one of the last bastions of uncensoredness to have a woke revamp like how Neil Cuckman did with The Last of Us 2? The commentary community is really full of vultures, especially the faggot who can't speak straight and took personal shots at Yandere Dev. It took you 48 hours to make your commentary video? Fuck yeah, man. I believe you. It probably took you several hours to adjust your tongue so people can understand just what the fuck you were saying. At the start of the video, the little queer also throws the terms underage girls to gain some traction and brownie points with the social justice warrior community, even though it's a fucking fictional character in a fucking fictional world. Do you know what the age of consent is in Japan? Do you know what the age of consent is in this particular video game? No? Then shut the fuck up and stop pushing your ethnocentric values on everything. You sound like you haven't even been laid at all. Making a 48-hour video full of unearned criticisms speaks loudly to how much free time you got on your hands. All in all, could Yandere Dev have handled the situation better? It would have been in his best interest to do so. However, not everybody is aware of the red pill and how contingency plans are also part of your purpose. Because YandereSan did not have a contingency plan, he behaved in a scarcity mindset and thought this was the only method of sustenance, thus taking desperate measures to preserve it. We all know that if you act desperate, you lose the girl. In this case, he lost a portion of public opinion, the ones that can be swayed by morons, anyway. I'm of the opinion that he was already planning a sequel, spin-off based in the same world because of the success and massive media coverage his first iteration earned him. Also, he does have streams of passive income, if you take into consideration the Patreon and Twitch. He's active on there, and he's a really nice guy. Everybody has their own pace. Everybody has their own grind. Everybody has their own purpose, okay? So if you go after somebody for their purpose, it really shows you have nothing better to do, okay? I know the internet and the news is slow. I know the Amber Heard thing, has run its course. I'm sure you guys have run out of shit to say about other people. But hey, we still got the ethos to talk about. We've still got the feminism to talk about. And you guys are going after somebody who's on his purpose. He's on his grind. He's trying to milk his shit. Let him milk his shit, motherfuckers. Don't get in the way. Motherfuckers, do you really think you're going to be able to copy his game and not face legal repercussions? Man, this is the stupidest generation I have ever seen. People within their own community are turning on each other instead of making the world a better place and reporting on news that actually affects us, reporting on something that affects us in a negative way and how we can solve it instead of attacking this little guy who's fucking milking his product. That's what he should be doing. You guys bend the knee all the fucking time to stupid devs and big companies, but because this guy's not a major corporation, you're going after him. That's not right, guys. Wake the fuck up. I can see where people talk about gamer entitlement here, and it's very literal, okay? So you can't bully the major corporations because they can sue your ass to the ground, but you can play with a little guy who who doesn't have a war chest to go to court with you. All he wants to do is protect his IP. And you guys are going after him for that. The truth is, motherfucker, if you were really on your grind, if you were really on your purpose, you wouldn't have to copy this guy's game. You wouldn't have to copy this guy's game, dude. You'd be doing your own thing. You'd be going to the gym. You wouldn't even care about this game. You wouldn't even think about this game if you were on your grind, if you were on your purpose. You'd be doing something else. You'd be fucking a chick. You ain't doing none of that. You ain't doing anything, I guarantee you. You have no life, you sit at home. All you can do is wait for the game. You did this because you said he was taking too long. That's an excuse, man. Go do your own thing. What the fuck you doing? Why are you stealing somebody else's purpose? Go get a purpose of your own. You're such a loser that you have to copy a game. You just proved to everybody in the community, everybody that's aware, that you have nothing better to do with your time and that you're a loser, dude. This was Hentai Happy. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Adios, amigos. Get on your purpose, bitches. Get on your grind.